Hello everyone, it's John Cope again from Cope Racing Transmissions, and welcome back to the CRT channel. I'm going to show you a little transmission which I got going on. It's different than most of the stuff that I normally do, which is all Mopar. Every once in a while we let a GM guy walk in here. But I've done a ton of these back in the day, and I know them well. He's a local guy with a 69 or 70 Pontiac Trans Am Firebird. And we got ourselves a Turbo 400, BOP, which stands for Buick Pontiac. So I'm just going to show you a few things on the transmission while I got it apart here before I start the build, and then as I go on, well, I'll comment on a couple things, just so maybe the Mopar guys want to see what it looks like inside a GM transmission. So right there's the Turbo 400 transmission case, which was already hot tanked, cleaned, and painted. We use a gas blast for our paint. Let's see, where can we start? I have an overhaul kit with brand new clutches and steels. The clutches have yet to be soaked in the oil. You can see a new modulator, some bushings, an oil filter over here. This transmission was relatively clean. Lucas took it apart. There was no hard part damage, just some slightly worn clutches. Both the sprags were good. This transmission has 2 sprags. It has 3 clutch packs and 2 bands. So, but they're a very good transmission. For racing, they're really good because they kind of work like a Lenco. The TorqueFlite transmissions, they turn the band on, then shut it off, then turn the front band on for a second, then shut it off, then turn the 3rd gear clutch pack on. So there's on, off, on, off, on. Where a Turbo 400 kind of works like a Lenco. As you're going down the track for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd gear, you just keep on turning on something and it never shuts off, which makes it pretty efficient. This is the 400 governor, and there's a governor valve in there. See it moving? Let me back up a little bit. Will you focus? No, it ain't going to. I got it on autofocus too, but sometimes my camera acts retarded. Anyways, the governor goes in the side of the transmission, and it's spun by this nylon gear by the output shaft, and it spins this way. And on a Turbo 400, the governor is on the passenger side, and on a Turbo 350, the governor is on the driver's side. They're identically the same governor, except they have different speedometer gears. It's not speedometer gears, you dummy. Drive gears. So I'll never forget one of my buddy Mike's taught me. And is this thing not focusing in? What the hell? Is it me and my bad eyes? There we go. Anyways, one of the guys that I still know very good taught me about these nylon gears. When I was a young man, we had to replace these all the time. They would apple core. The output shaft would eat these, and then once the gear would break, the transmission wouldn't shift because there was no governor pressure. And always the easiest way when we went to go grab these, if these were all in a box, or if we went to go grab a governor, is the way the pitch of the gears. So I'm holding this with my right hand, and as I'm looking at it, the the gears lean towards the right, okay? And if you had a turbo 350, they'd lean towards the left. And there's one thing Mike told me, I'll never forget it. He said that, and you have to be right-handed for this to work. Your right hand is stronger than your left hand, and the Turbo 400 is stronger than the 350. So if this goes to the right, then it's a stronger, it goes for a Turbo 400, which is a stronger tranny. It's amazing how something that I was taught in my early 20s still sticks with you every time you pick up a Governor. As I sit here and watch the old man go to Nitrous Express. So stick around, there'll be more.
We take you now to Kermit the Frog with another fast-breaking news story.
Yeah, well, you better take a wide picture of it, because his nose grows and we don't want to blow it. The picture, not the nose. Oh!
All right, Devin, show them what we did today. Cranking by the key. What else did we do today? Turn those headlights on. Uh-oh. Turn those headlights on. Oh, wah, wah, wah. What happened to the headlights, kid?
Well, it's really...
You already undid it?
No, it's just terribly rigged.
All right, don't worry about it. Tell everybody that we got the headlights working.
We got the headlights working.
There you go. Yeah. She's starting to have a little heartbeat in her. She's going to be alive soon. Maybe we'll do that next weekend.
What?
Get those gauges mounted. Get the fans working. We need a key on for the ignition system.
We return you now to your regular scheduled program.
So I'm done with this 400, and I just got done telling Devin a story that I'm going to tell you guys. When I had to have been about 16 or so, at my dad's shop in Calumet City, me and my buddy Chris Schneider, we were there working after work, and Dad gave us a car to pull in on the hoist and do a fluid and filter change. Well, it was a Turbo 400, just like this transmission right here. And the car's owner was our dean at our high school, Mr. Munda. Mr. Munda had to be about 6'4", wore this big cowboy hat, and he'd walk down the hallway, ka-doom. Everybody was scared shit of this guy. So, me and my buddy Chris, we're working on his car. I pull this. It was a station wagon, like an old station wagon, maybe a 76. Pull it up on the rack. I drop the oil pan, clean it up, get the new filter, get the new gasket. Then I get the new filter. And the way 400s work is you this is the filter, and you have this shoulder bolt. And if you look, when the shoulder bolt is tight, there's a space. And so when you put the filter on, the filter is supposed to jiggle a little bit. I don't know why they did that. That's just how GM did it. So what I did was, when I was at my dad's shop working on Mr. Munda's car, I put the oil filter on the 400, and I took the shoulder bolt, and I tightened it with the impact. But then I was like, oh, this thing's still loose. So I took the impact and hit it again. It still didn't feel like it tightened up. And I'm like, what the heck? I did it again, and then snap. The bolt snapped off. And my buddy Chris looked at me, he goes, you just broke Mr. Munda's car. And I was like, oh shit, we're going to be spending days in detention, or we're going to get in trouble for it. Luckily, I had a little screwdriver, a seal pick, and I just turned it and the bolt came straight out. I put went and found another bolt from the bin in my dad's shop, put the pan on, and everything was fine. But it's a really cool story that I remember when I was 16 with me and Chris Schneider about doing Turbo 400s, and every single time I do a Turbo 400, I think about that day, junior year, 1982, at TF North in Calumet City, Illinois. I couldn't find the tripod, so I didn't videotape me put it together. So I don't even know if I'm going to post this video or not, but if I do, more power to you, and check in next week for something really exciting.